Hello, my dear listener, and welcome back to Essence of Books, Books Explained Simply. Take a moment, settle in, let this story unfold slowly. Today, we begin part 1 of an important book by Adam Grant, called Think Again. This book is not about being the smartest person in the room. It is not about knowing everything, and it is not about winning arguments. Many people believe intelligence means having answers. This book says something different. This book is about something more powerful. The ability to change your mind. Changing your mind is not weakness, it is strength. Because in a fast-changing world, the people who survive and grow are not always the strongest or the most experienced, but the ones who are willing to rethink. This is hard, because certainty feels safe. And doubt feels uncomfortable. To explain this idea, Adam Grant begins with a true story. A story about fire and about thinking. On August 5, 1949, a wildfire erupted in Montana, in a remote place called Man Gulch. Wildfires were common. But this one was different. 15 firefighters were sent to stop it. Not just any firefighters, smoke jumpers. Elite, highly trained to jump from planes into dangerous, isolated fires. They were not beginners. They were strong, brave and experienced. They trusted their training. They trusted their instincts. Their leader, Dodge Wagner, had fought countless fires. He had faced danger, and survived. At first, it seemed routine, controlled and manageable. But fire is unpredictable, it does not warn you, and it does not wait. Then the wind shifted. The fire roared to life. Flames leapt high, faster than anyone expected. What had seemed controllable became deadly in an instant. In less than 1 minute, the fire surged across the length of 3 football fields. No human could outrun that. Not the strongest. Not the fastest. And in that sudden, unstoppable moment, everything would change. At 5:45 p.m., Dodge Wagner realized something terrifying. The wildfire was faster than they were. They could not outrun it. This was not a guess. Not a hope, it was reality. He shouted, "Drop your tools and run for your lives." The men trusted him, they obeyed. Axes and shovels abandoned, and they ran for their life. Uphill, every step a struggle. Legs burning. Lungs gasping, breath shortening. Each second slipping away. The fire gaining. From the moment Wagner gave the order at 5:45 p.m., everything changed. 11 minutes. That was all the time they had. At 5:56 p.m. the wildfire reached them. There was no escape. The next day, rescuers found 12 bodies. One watch had melted onto a hand. It stopped at 5:56 p.m. 11 minutes. Lives lost. Futures ended. Dreams cut short. Only 3 men survived. 2 survived because they were fast, strong. Their bodies carried them. The third was Dodge Wagner. He survived for a different reason. Not strength, not speed, but thought. Because in that moment, he paused. He questioned the rules, and he acted differently. In just 11 minutes, tragedy and survival were decided. And it all came down to the courage to think again. As the wildfire closed in, the others kept running. Stopping felt unthinkable, dangerous, careless, almost foolish. But Dodge paused. He took a moment to think. And in that pause, he saw something others did not: running alone would not save him. The old rules, the rules that had guided them safely before, were failing. He made a choice that felt radical. He lit a match. He started a small fire. To anyone watching, it looked crazy. Firefighters are trained to put fires out, not start them. Everything he had learned, every instinct he had been taught, said, "Don't do this." But Dodge burned the grass around him. Then he lay down in the cleared, burned area. He had removed the fuel. When the wildfire arrived, there was nothing left to burn. Without fuel, the fire could not advance. It slowed. It bent. It split around the burned ground where Dodge lay. The flames passed by his sides. Dodge Wagner survived, not because he ran faster, not because he was stronger. He survived because he thought again. Because he paused. Because he questioned what everyone else assumed. Because he was willing to let go of old rules and try something new. This moment shows us that in life, at work, in relationships, in our own beliefs, thinking again is sometimes the most courageous thing we can do. Why this story matters. Adam Grant tells this story to teach us something deeper than survival. Intelligence is not just about learning. It is also about unlearning. About knowing when to let go of ideas that once helped, but now hold us back. The firefighters were not foolish. They were highly trained, skilled, courageous. Yet they were trapped, not by fire, but by old rules and habits. Rules that had once saved lives, rules that had guided them safely through countless blazes. But when the wildfire changed, the old rules failed. And failing to question them became deadly. Dodge Wagner survived because he thought differently in the moment. He paused, he questioned, he let go of what no longer worked. This story matters because life often throws fires at us too, in our jobs, relationships, and beliefs. Success sometimes requires more than skill. It requires the courage to rethink, to challenge, to unlearn, and to act on new ideas. In short, surviving, or thriving, isn't just about holding on. It's about knowing when to let go. The first instinct trap. We trust our first instinct too much. We treat the first answer that comes to mind as truth. As if speed equals intelligence. But our first instinct is often shaped by habit, by ego, by what once worked in the past. Not by what is true right now. Research shows something uncomfortable. People who pause, who question themselves, who are willing to change their minds, often reach better decisions. Yet we rarely do. Because staying the same feels safer. It protects our identity, it saves us from embarrassment, and it avoids short-term discomfort. But comfort has a hidden cost, it keeps us confident, even when we are wrong. And that is how comfort keeps us stuck. This story is not really about fire. It is about life. It is about jobs we stay in long after they stop helping us grow. About relationships we hold on to out of fear, not love. About beliefs that once protected us, but now quietly limit us. What saved Dodge Wagner was not strength or speed. It was the courage to let go of what no longer worked. Because holding on to what no longer works doesn't keep us safe. It stops growth. Final reflection. Life moves fast. Faster than our habits. Faster than our beliefs. Faster than the ideas we once trusted. Change is always coming, whether we invite it or resist it. So, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is one belief I might need to think about again? Not because you were wrong. But because the world has changed. Clinging to what once worked can feel safe. But safety can quietly turn into danger when conditions shift. The tragedy of Man Gulch teaches us this: experience alone is not enough. Confidence alone is not enough. Survival belongs to those who can let go and rethink fast. Wagner Dodge survived because he did something unthinkable. He abandoned the old rules and created a new one in the middle of chaos. That is the power of rethinking. So do not tie your identity to opinions, habits, or past success. Ideas are tools, not who you are. Stay flexible, humble, and open to learning again. And if this message resonated with you, if it challenged the way you think, support the channel by liking this video, sharing it with someone who needs it, and subscribing to Essence of Books for more ideas worth rethinking. This brings us to the end of today's episode here on Essence of Books. Thank you for your time. Stay open, curious, and keep rethinking.